online. It's one of our ways of trying to get messages deep into the 21st century with social media.
I've got to say it's my first time in the pulpit.
Well, here you go.
I was quite surprised when I was asked to reflect on what the church meant to me. It was quite a risk. Thank you for taking it. Clearly, what we heard from Joe about the place of the church was the key central mission of the church. And a couple of weeks ago, we heard from Jesse about the meaning of the church for him and his personal worship and the worship of their family. Sorry, I didn't hear yours, so I can't talk about it. But I'd like to talk about some other aspects, what the church means to me and I think to the Valley. In the first place, this church is really part of the fabric of this Valley. It's a very important part of it. I remember when I was in high school growing up at Gilman, the kids that went to St. John's were a very special group of people. And you could tell that they were very tight-knit, and St. John's contributed to that. This church is supported by many in the Valley who are not Episcopalians, some of whom are not even Christians, but they support the church strongly because of its role in the Valley. Things that we do, music in the Valley, the horse show, blessing of the hunt, and whatnot, all support the Valley as a whole and the life out here. And that means a lot to me. Also, something the 8 o'clockers miss is watching the youth grow up in church. It's really an honor and a thrill to watch some of these kids grow up. And I'll never forget one time when, during the collection, rushed up the aisle and turned around and looked up at the choir in awe. I suspect that image of seeing that will stick with him for his life. Personally, what's it mean to me? When Geraldine and I moved here from overseas, we received a very warm welcome, which was important to us personally. We were given an opportunity to participate, and we got a lot of support for both Geraldine and me during her illness, and also for me after her passing. Those things are important, and all of this really reflects the generosity of this church, both as a church as a whole and the individual members of the congregation. So those are important things, and I think we're generous of our nature. And so I would like to close by offering, since I am always a little bit off of the line, the prayer of St. Ignatius of Loyola that the Jesuits treasure. Lord, teach me to be generous. Teach me to serve you as you deserve, to give and not to count the cost, to fight and not to heed the wounds, to toil and not to seek for rest, to labor and not to ask for reward, save that of knowing that I do your will. Thank you.
Amen.